HOA illegally built pool villas on my lake property, so I opened the dam and let the lake swallow them. What would you do if someone built 3 luxury pool villas on your land without asking? Because that's exactly what happened to me. I'm Elias Thorne. I grew up on the quiet side of Lake Kessler, just past the Oak Ridge where the birds still roost in the morning. My grandparents homesteaded this land. It's been in my family for over 100 years. We've got the original dam deed framed inside the cabin, signed and sealed by the county in 1914, giving us sole control of the runoff valve, the lakeside grade, and the floodplain rights. And still, somehow, the HOA thought they could roll in and claim it. It started with a drone. One morning, I saw it buzzing overhead while I was checking my dock line. I waved it off, thinking it was a lost real estate scout. But 2 weeks later, concrete trucks showed up. I walked out to the dirt road, arms crossed, ready to ask who gave them permission when I saw her. Karen V. Dandridge, president of the North Kessler Shores, HOA, obese, crimson-faced, and scowling like she'd just smelled bad fish. She wore a tight, beige blouse buttoned to the edge and carried a leather binder like it was the Constitution itself. "You're trespassing," I said. She didn't even look up. "No, you're mistaken. This land was listed as available for community development under the expansion addendum. We got full approval." "From who?" "From us." She handed me a printed PDF of some phony HOA zoning diagram with my property outlined in pink highlighter. I laughed. She didn't. Turns out, she'd filed a fabricated public-private co-usage permit at the county office using a forged easement map one that claimed the dam and a 200-yard strip of shoreline belonged to the HOA due to historical runoff access. She even used an expired business license number from a defunct landscaping company to authorize excavation. And somehow the county clerk rubber-stamped it. I stormed down to the assessor's office the next day with every title, survey, and notarized deed I had. The real clerk, a woman named Teresa, who knew my grandpa, took one look and went pale. "This is fraud," she whispered. "I'm so sorry, Elias. This never should have gone through." She flagged the file, notified the zoning board, and told me it would be reviewed. But in the meantime, Karen broke ground. By week 3, they'd bulldozed part of the cattail beds, leveled a cypress grove, and poured foundation slabs for 3 massive, luxury HOA lakeside villas complete with private plunge pools, rooftop cabanas, and backlit stone signage. Right there, on my land. Karen even held a ribbon cutting, had a banner printed, invited the mayor's assistant, who took one look at the open wine bar and left early. I stood behind a cedar post with my jaw clenched, watching her pose for pictures like she was queen of the lake. That night, I stared at the old iron dam lever behind my cabin, the one Grandpa welded during the drought in '63. It hadn't been moved in 20 years. Not yet, I thought. Instead, I went legal. I filed a formal injunction, sent registered letters, posted no trespassing signs in 5 languages. Karen ignored them all, claimed my paperwork was the forgery, called me territorial in the HOA newsletter, said I was blocking community access to a long-neglected shoreline. Then came the final straw. They installed a diving board right into the runoff channel, which, thanks to recent storms, was now just one rain away from overtopping. I called code enforcement. Again, they scheduled a site inspection for 2 weeks later. I didn't have 2 weeks. That's when twist 1 hit. I discovered through a mutual friend that Karen's own son had refused to co-sign the HOA project, calling it sketchy and illegal. He'd even emailed her warnings about the dam zone being off-limits. She ignored them. Twist 2 came when I saw the villa blueprints left behind in a contractor's truck bed. They had planned for overflow, but didn't account for the dam, because Karen didn't know it existed. She thought the lake drained naturally. That's when I stopped playing nice. It started raining on a Thursday. Not a light drizzle either. This was a sky-splitting, thunder-shaking, sideways-driving Missouri storm, the kind that turns soil into soup and roads into rivers. By noon, the runoff channel behind my cabin had already swollen by 3 feet, and down by the lake, Karen's newly poured villa patios shimmered with standing water. Still, The construction crew kept working. Still, the HOA banners kept flying. Still, Karen kept smiling for her phone camera as she narrated another live stream. Progress is moving beautifully despite a little weather. These villas are waterfront dreams. You're going to love what we've done with the place. I sat on my porch, sipping black coffee, boots muddy, staring down toward the old iron wheel. And I remembered Grandpa's words. Land remembers who listens to it. And it sure don't like being stolen. The next morning, I filed a final emergency complaint with the county. No response. So I called my attorney. He said the same thing. If they build on your land, you have legal recourse. But stopping them today? That's a battle of speed, not paper. I hung up, grabbed my raincoat, and walked down to the dam. It wasn't revenge. It was restoration. I turned the wheel. At first, nothing but a grown metal on rust. But then the pressure took over. The lower gate cracked open, and a surge of brown lake water burst forward like it had been waiting all these years. The runoff channel, designed in 1914, reactivated in full. Within minutes, water surged past my markers, past the cattail remnants, down through the trench Karen's crew had ignorantly carved as aesthetic landscaping. It hit the foundation wall of Villa 1 like a freight train. Concrete cracked. Tiles popped. The plunge pool folded inward like a crushed soda can. And just like that, a lake took it all back. Karen, oblivious, stepped out onto her sunset balcony, just in time to see her dreams floating past on a foam mattress. She screamed. Not a polite scream. A red-faced, mascara-streaked, hurricane howl of indignation. The kind only someone who thinks they're invincible can make. I didn't say a word, but someone did. One of her own board members, soaked to the knees, shouted, "You built on the wrong land." That clip went viral on TikTok. 5 million views. Lake Justice trended for 2 days. Karen tried to blame the crew. The crew blamed the plans. The plans? They were traced back to a fake company Karen registered using a P.O. box in Nevada to avoid liability. The storm finished what I started. Within an hour, all 3 villas were uninhabitable. Pool water and lake water swirled together like one big karma cocktail. By Sunday, the county had sent out emergency investigators. Turns out, the addendum she used to claim easement, forged with a cut-and-paste signature from a dead zoning officer. Someone caught it immediately, and once the environmental agency stepped in, they filed a cease and desist on all HOA activity near the shoreline. Karen was personally fined $145,000 for unauthorized development and wetland destruction. She tried to fight it in court. The judge asked her one question. Did you or did you not build permanent structures on land you had no legal title to? Karen turned red, then pale, then silent. The HOA board ousted her in a unanimous vote. Her nameplate was removed from the office. The luxury newsletter was shut down. The Villa Project website was taken offline with a single message. This project has been dissolved due to boundary violations. As for me, I didn't sue. Didn't need to. The land handled it. Now, the shoreline's healing. Turtles are nesting again. The waterline's lowered just enough to reveal the broken concrete remains of Karen's ego. I planted wildflowers around the ruins. Put up a sign made from driftwood. Burned into it are the words, "The lake always knows what belongs." And people stop to read it. They smile. They ask what happened here. I just tell them, a woman forgot how water works. So let me ask you, did I go too far, or did nature just settle the score? True or false, you decide. The end.